everyone. So I'm Anshul and we meet a few times. So what we do is quite different than what the presentations we are getting from last 3 days, but this is more about like supporting the hydromet services. So I belongs to an organization known as Regional Integrated Multi-Hazard Early Warning System, and we work with the hydromet agency to support them for whatever challenges they are facing in their operational requirements, capacity building, interacting with the users, and that is something like we are hearing from the panel discussions last 3 days, like how to get advanced into that. So that is something like our main work which we do. So just to give a brief introduction of our organization, we are an intergovernmental organization which currently has 22 member states and 40 collaborating states, so total like 62 countries we are working with. And it was established in April 2009. Comoros, Maldives, and Seychelles were our founding members. We are registered with UN, and it's an intergovernmental organization which is owned and managed by the member states, and that is our working model as well. Like we work with through the council, and then we have a council which decides about the activities and our functionalities and modalities. This is a brief about our location. We have a program unit that takes care of all the technical aspects of the work which we do, that is located into Thailand. We have a council, and currently India is the chair for the RIMES Council. We have a secretariat that is located in Maldives. And then we have some sub centers, technical centers, which we call as the climate application centers, which are located in India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Nepal. And then also like to take care of the regional requirements, we have a sub-regional hub located in Pacific in PNG, Papua New Guinea. So, sorry. This is like glimpses of our last Minister Council, which happened recently in May 2025 in Colombo. There was a very good representation from Africa region, also like almost 22 countries participated into it. So this happens like once every 4 years, and then we have the council meeting which happens every year. So if you want to go for get more details about it, there is a website which you can get when our presentation will be shared. So you can get an access and all details about RIMES, its functions, and its latest reports, and you can get into it. So getting more into the work which we do, in terms of services, we work with the National Met Services about enhancing the data availability and quality. Some issue with the color here, but it's okay. Then we work about the modeling and forecasting sections. Then for translating the data into actionable information, this is something I think what was something discussed a lot. Then we also work about the societal engagement and the feedback, like to make the application of the MED products and services which are being generated by all MED services. And for that purpose, again, we have research and development wing, which helps based on different country requirements. As I mentioned, we are working with 62 countries, so there are different requirements for all the countries, different challenges they are facing. So for that, we have a big research and development wing, which works out like how the solutions can work in the best possible way to support the requirements. So just get into detail about this, like how. Some technical issue in that. Yeah. So for sake of enhancing the data availability, basically like this is the national agency's core work, but we support the countries to link with the good type of equipments which are available in terms of some of the places like where the countries are not sufficient to like they do not have the resources to get access to data, like so we support for that. Like we installed the wave rider buoys in Seychelles recently, and those are still functional. Then for enhancing this, we also have a platform which is known as data exchange platform. So that is basically to share the known GTS data which is available, and to ensure that the quality is controlled and the data which is being shared is what WMO standards required for. So for that purpose, we have this platform which like currently 32 countries are using actively to share their known GTS data on daily basis, and that is being used by various global centers like ECMW or NCMRF on daily basis to enhance their forecast products. So we work in seismic, oceanic, hydrological as well as meteorological for data analysis. Then there is a section about the modeling and forecasting, where we support the countries about enhancing the modeling and forecasting, right from the numerical weather modeling, hydrological modeling, for the oceanic predictions, for generating the tsunami forecast bulletins. So we have a WRF model which runs and covers all our 62 countries where we work with. And then many of these, like many countries which do not run their own WRF model, they use our products for generating their daily weather forecast. So that is one of our key support which are providing to the countries for providing daily 3 days forecast. And also some countries we have a customized WRF model where forecast is provided up to 9 days of scale. Okay, so here we like help countries to get the different range of weather forecast as well as include tsunami, oceanic information, and also like capacity development in that. For that we have the various secondment programs also where we have the scientists from the countries come and work with us, and they develop, customize the models for their own, at least for their own requirements, and which is being used for the operational purposes. Then one of the major work which we are doing is about translating the data into action. This is also one of the major concern, and when we are going for the impact-based forecasting or the climate services, where there is a lot of involvement is required with the communities. So there is a lot of some interesting discussion was also happening about how this is being done into different countries, how different agencies are working on it. So we also do a lot of efforts into that purpose, and for that we have like we work with the communities or with the sectoral agencies who are the user of the weather forecast or the climate forecast to generate the hazard, exposure, vulnerability information. And this information then we try to integrate into a decision support system which have like range of weather forecast so that it can be utilized to generate the sectoral specific products for different locations, and then it can be utilized for the sectors. And for engaging for this, we have different kind of mechanisms like for many countries, we support national monsoon forums, specifically in the Asian region. So we support them for national monsoon forum where all the agencies come and have a like one-to-one discussions with the Met services about how the season is going to be and how they utilize this data, what challenges they are facing into this data. Then we try to link these Met services and the user agencies through the process of MOUs or MOAs to develop like sort of relationship, working relationship between them, and then try to overcome the challenges which both agencies are facing while dealing with each other. Okay, and then like for that purpose to for support the operations, then we develop the decision support systems for different sectors, including disaster, DRR, agriculture, water resource, health, livestock, planning, transport. So I'll also give the examples of some of the these DSS we are doing. And for that we have a like a co-production approach, so which is being explained here, but I'll not go into the detail because I know all of you are hungry and you are looking forward for me to finish that. But this is the co-production approach. Like for the monsoon forum process, we try to gather the requirements. Then we go to the communities and try to gather the sectoral information, like what kind of the actual requirements are there. Then we work with the Met agencies, like how this can be met, and then based on that, we try to develop integrate this information through a decision support system where the regular data exchange can happen between the Met agencies and the sectoral agencies. So both of them can share their data and generate the products which are usable for the sectoral application. So this is the process which we adopt for that. And we also do the societal engagement, as we were talking in the morning, like how to reach to the last mile or how to reach to the communities. So for that also we have run many programs, specifically in the countries like Bangladesh, Nepal, where the outreach of these products were very limited when we started, and there were a lot of challenges with the communities who are facing based on this weather and climate, especially specifically since nobody is here from Asia region, but Bangladesh is one of the highest disaster prone countries. So that is there is the place like where we have a lot of examples of our engagement with the communities. So for that purpose, we try to generate the like through the previous process, we generate user-centric early warning information, and then work with the communities to empower the local institutions, build their capacity to interpret and apply these products, then document the community feedback so that these products can be further improved and made usable as much as possible, and then integrate this feedback into the climate services products and the decision support systems which we develop so that these systems can be further improved. And all this is like a regular process. So we do this kind of engagement during every monsoon season, before and after, so that we can gather the requirements of the communities built it into the system so that it can meet their requirement, their expectation, and also work in the post session, like what went wrong, what went right, so that it can be improved as well as it can be utilized for other countries as an example for going ahead. And this is about like the research and development support. So for that we have the we do the assessment of the various forecast products and the global forecast products which are being used by the countries and generate these kind of reports on regular basis. Then we also do on the national level for different kind of products, decision support systems, what differences it makes, so that we try to generate into the report, and then also try to develop the products based on the requirements. I'll get into the few slides. Like currently, we are working with Timor Leste in Asia, and there we generate a product because they didn't have any tool to support the meteorologists for their forecasting. So we generated a product to support for them. So for that, we try to develop with the latest technological developments. Since it's not in the reach of all the Met services, so we try to support them for that. Try to improve the accuracy, last mile communication, capacity building, value addition products, continuous refinement, as well as the demand-driven services. So these are different aspects where we work with our research and development team works to support the countries. Then I'll just introduce few of our decision support systems which had been developed and being utilized. So one of the latest product which has been developed as part of the World Bank Support Program for the South Asia region is known as Regional Resilience Data and Analytics Services. So this RDA system integrates data from various, like a lot of global data has been integrated into it from the for various range of forecast from the short range to climate change. Data has been integrated and a lot of sectoral data has been built into one system. So that covers the agriculture sector, disaster management, livestock, planning, transport, and water sector. And like this sectoral data has been integrated for 3 countries specifically for now, and others the work is in progress right now. So this tool is basically integrating the weather climate data from multiple sources and the sectoral data which has been integrated at one place so that the users can go and access all this data at one platform, and it is the lot of analytics has been built into the backend of the this tool so that they can generate the products which are being required for their different daily operations. Then one tool is Climate Services Toolkit. Basically, it is a WMO product, WMO tool, and we are customizing it for various countries and various regions. So currently, we are working with 7 different regional climate centers to customize it for their specific requirements. And there we are building it we are building various modalities here to bring in the data from different global climate centers as well as the sub-seasonal forecast products which are available these days, and then to generate different kind of products which regional climate centers issuing for their region. So here you can see the example from SADC region. So we have also customized for the SADC region and like total 7 RCCs, and this is going to be launched next month in Bangkok. We are having a regional workshop for the CLIMSA program, which is going on for quite some time in the region. And this is the tool I mentioned about for the Timor Leste which we are developing. This is known as Met Studio. So this is basically for meteorological data visualization and analysis. So this basically supports the meteorologists in the operational centers for different kind of activities, and all the meteorologists I think may be aware of this kind of tools which every Met services are using, but many of them still do not have. So this is one of the tools which we developed and providing them. So it helps for doing the weather forecast, time series analysis, issuing the weather alerts, synoptic analysis, satellite imaging analysis, and many other functionalities being built into that. Then there are some specific tool known as like one of this is Instant Quota, that is integrated forecast dissemination system. So it's basically a comprehensive decision support system which is designed to enhance the early warning systems and disaster preparedness in vulnerable regions, and we have piloted it in Bangladesh, particularly in the coastal and the hilly regions, because their requirement they need very timely and precise information. So for that purpose, and also the dissemination mechanism has to be very accurate, where people know reliable sources required, because there is a general mechanism when we work with the coastal or the hilly communities in the Bangladesh. They are highly disaster prone, but there was the challenge that there is a general forecast issued by PFD, but they do not have a reference source to get the reliable information. So for that, this has been developed, in collaboration with the BMD, and then all kind of alerts which are required for these reasons are being issued through this, and then the local officers as well as the communities have the access to that portal in those particular locations. So these are some of the specific services and examples what we do with the communities based on the requirements which are coming up. Then there is a tool for disaster management. This we call it short SMART, that is System for Multi-Hazard Potential Impact Assessment and Emergency Response Training. This we have piloted in like some of the states in India, some provinces in India, as well as some countries like Bangladesh, Nepal, Timor-Leste. This system has been customized. So this basically it has 14 modules to support the strengthening the preparedness, response, recovery, and mitigation measures for the disaster cycle. So it supports basically all the aspects of the disaster cycle. There are modules specific for preparedness, modules for the response, module for recovery mitigation, and as well as the integrated module which supports all this. So I'll not go into detail of that, but if any of you are interested, we can discuss that. Even through our website, you can get more details about these systems and tools which are present here. Then this is one of our latest tool. Like we have the decision support system for agriculture on a Sesame being operational for more than 10 years now. But then while working with the agriculture sector, there was a specific requirement from the livestock sector in some of the countries, and there was no specific tool to support the requirements of the livestock. And there are many communities and in many countries which are totally dependent on livestock for their livelihoods. So for that purpose, we have recently developed this tool. This is again like through a support from the World Bank program, the CARE project we were implementing in the South Asia region. And this tool basically provides the information which is specific for the livestock sector in that region, and covers many of the livestock like the animal husbandry, poultry, and like all that. So it helps to provide the monthly advisories, adaptation plannings, disease identification of disease, timely identification of disease, and then also link with the veterinary departments to provide the timely vaccinations as well as the medicines for specific purposes. So there are different examples, many success stories we have received in the last 2 years while this system has been operational. So this is the whole portfolio of the tools and services which we have, like from observation monitoring, operational support, weather climate, seasonal forecast, climate projections, the regional forums where we are active, then sector specific decision support tools which have been developed through RIMES and implemented, and as well as the specific capacity building programs, and then this is the names of the countries or the regions where these have been piloted. I will not go into detail for that. But this is like how we work with our member states as well as the collaborating countries. So this basically we have a iterative interaction process which between us and the countries. So where we have like the national med services for mainly our focal point, through which are also all the members of the RIMES Council as well. Then we have disaster management agencies or the different stakeholders like agriculture or water sectors. So with them, we work with different products of the med services which are available, or the local level or the regional level or national level. Try to do the linkages, the forward linkages as well as the backward linkages of those products, and then there is a co-production approach which is being adopted here, like to identify what are the major issues there. Then what kind of products can help them. So for that, like from the med products, identification of their thresholds, defining the forecast products profiles which can be utilized there, then integrating the data from different observation stations, satellites, radars, whatever sources possible for that, and then also the maintenance of those. And then there are like the backward linkages, like once we have the final forecast products, then pilot testing of those, generating the outlooks and getting the response options for that, as well as the technology transfer to the national services so that systems can become sustainable and operational like after the project or the program period. And in all this process, we work on a programmatic approach with the countries, like since we are an intergovernmental organization and being supported by our countries. So we don't work on the project approach, like our linkages with the countries are on a program basis. So once some program starts, it basically don't end. So these are basically the unique features of the RIMES program. So we have a system approach. We promote the open source platform so that there is no recurrent cost, so that systems can become successful. Then we assess the capacities and gaps and try to build these gaps within the country so that again the systems can be sustained for long time. Then program all these tools are designed demand driven, implement programmatically, and then main thing is about the sustenance and outcomes of this, so that everything becomes like cost effective solutions for the med services and the countries, because most of the countries we are working are the like medium or the low capacity countries, so that because so their budgets for the med is very limited and they can't afford very expensive solutions. So that is something we try to build into our programs. Okay. So all this process, this is our main theme. Like what we do is connecting the dots, connecting the science with institutes and institutes with the communities, so that all scientific developments, the latest developments, tools, techniques, data which we are talking about here can reach to the communities for their benefits. That is the ultimate goal we all are working for. So thank you. And questions?